Listen to me. We have committed a crime, a sprawling international fraud. We, the French, have spent centuries convincing the rest of the world that we speak a language of romance. We let you buy the textbooks. We let you learn about a boy named Jean-Luc, who is suspiciously enthusiastic about finding the library. But here is the truth. The French you learned in school does not exist. It is a polite fiction we invented to keep tourists occupied while we get on with the business of actually communicating in a series of grunts, exhaled vowels, and secret codes designed to make your brain melt. You think you are coming to France to speak the language of Victor Hugo? Non. You are not. You are walking into a linguistic trap, and today I'm going to tell you why. Number 1, the textbook gap. In school, they teach you the model. It is crisp. It is clinical. Où se trouve la boulangerie, s'il vous plaît? Every syllable is a polished marble. We don't talk like that. We haven't talked like that since we were busy throwing cake at Marie Antoinette. In reality, that sentence doesn't walk. It's been hit by a bus, and we've stripped the parts for scrap metal. We take these beautiful, ornate sentences and we treat them like old furniture we are trying to fit through a narrow doorway. If you speak textbook French to us, we will look at you with the same pity you would give a man trying to pay for a coffee with 14th century gold florins. It is technically currency, yes, but nobody knows what to do with it. Number 2, the art of the choke. The primary driver of the French language is a profound national commitment to conserving energy. You see, we are tired. We have to think about philosophy, cheese, and why the government is wrong about everything. We don't have time for consonants. Take je ne sais pas, I don't know. 4 syllables, very elegant. We looked at that and said, no, too much work. My jaw is cramping. So it became je ne sais pas. Still too long. Je sais pas. Getting there. And then, finally, the masterpiece of French apathy, chépa. That is not a word, that is a physical collapse of the mouth. It is the sound a balloon makes when it's given up on life. If you are still pronouncing the ne in a negative sentence, you are basically a Victorian ghost. Move on, join us in the gutter. And this is precisely the moment your illusion shatters, because you realize that listening to a slow-spoken podcast isn't going to save you. You think the answer is more passive study, staring at a grammar workbook, hoping fluency will spontaneously generate. And that is why italki makes a lot of sense. Italki is an online language learning platform built around private, one-on-one lessons with native speaking teachers. You are no longer just passively absorbing French, you are actively speaking it with a real human being, which can significantly boost both your listening and speaking skills. Because before you try to order a pain au chocolat in a hostile bakery, you desperately need a safe space to practice. You need someone to give you real-time feedback and guidance, correcting your pronunciation before your mistakes become permanently hardwired into your jaw. Instead of a rigid, one-size-fits-all curriculum, italki lets you find a teacher who matches your exact level, your schedule, and your actual goals. It is also inherently flexible. You are an adult with a complicated life. You don't need a 6-month course that makes you feel guilty for having one. Because you pay per lesson, you fit practice around your routine without signing some grand educational blowed oath. Let's have a look at what an actual lesson looks like. So here we are on italki, and I'm very happy to welcome once again Virginie, our amazing French teacher on italki. Virginie, what do you have for us today?
Once you're at the bakery, you might use the perfect sentence. You learned that at school, I'm sure. Est-ce que vous auriez une baguette, s'il vous plaît, madame? But real life, depending on the accent, of course, and the speed of the speech, you might hear, vous auriez une baguette, s'il vous plaît. Vous avez une baguette, s'il vous plaît? Une baguette, s'il vous plaît. So you can hear two, and I think it's the most commonly phrased, je vais prendre une baguette, s'il vous plaît. And you can hear, je vais prendre une baguette, s'il vous plaît. Je vais prendre, like to take. Je vais prendre une baguette. So there is a big difference between est-ce que vous auriez une baguette, s'il vous plaît, madame, et je vais prendre une baguette, s'il vous plaît.
French people, I don't think we would ever say est-ce que vous auriez une baguette, s'il vous plaît? It's way too long, it's way too complicated. It's 100% correct. It's perfect French, but it's
nice. At school, it's nice.
Yes, but too complicated.
But we don't say that. We don't say that.
And of course, you will find Virginie, very easy to find on italki, amazing teacher. So don't hesitate to get in touch with her.
Merci beaucoup.
So, if your goal is to transition from staring at textbooks to actually surviving a conversation, italki is the bridge. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments. If you spend $10 on your first lesson, you will get $5 off using my promo code Benoit5. But the discount is strictly for the first 50 users, so act with a bit of urgency. Number 3. Verlan. What if, God forbid, a foreigner actually learns our shortcuts? Well, we thought of that. In the 20th century, we decided that if people were going to understand us, we would just start speaking backwards. Enter Verlan. It is a sort of linguistic sabotage. It is a middle finger in the form of a dialect. We take a word like fou, crazy, and we flip it to ouf. We take femme and make it meuf. We take l'envers, the reverse, and make it Verlan. We even named the secret code using the secret code. It is designed to ensure that even if you have a PhD in French literature, you will still feel like a toddler when you try to buy a croissant in Paris. Number 4, the immortal swordsman. And while we are down here in the streets, turning the language into a glorious, chaotic mudslide, we have the Académie Française. 40 people. They wear green suits with gold embroidery and they carry actual swords. I'm not joking. They are the immortals. Their job is to stand at the gates of the dictionary and scream at the word podcast. For example, they issued a decree. Do not say le week-end. It is la fin de semaine. And 67 million French people looked up from their weekends, shrugged in unison, and went right back to using English verbs with French endings. On va googliser le truc. C'est trop badass. In other words, the Académie Française is the language's worried grandmother trying to keep the plastic covers on the sofa, while we, the rest of us, are in the garden setting the sofa on fire just to see what color the flames are. Number 5, the symphony of grunts. Your teachers taught you vocabulary, nouns, verbs, adjectives. Ah, you naive baguettes. They forgot to tell you that at least 40% of modern conversational French isn't language at all. It is a symphony of highly nuanced plumbing noises. The textbooks imply that when we don't know the answer to something, or when we simply do not care, we form a sentence. Cela m'est bien égal. It's all the same to me. No, we don't. We do this. Pfft. It's the exact sound of a bicycle tire giving up the will to live. But it contains multitudes. It means I don't know, I don't care, it's not my problem, and your very existence is exhausting to me. You cannot conjugate a pf, you can only wield it. And then there is the verbal duct tape. We are terrified of silence, so we fill the void with It is a continuous, low-frequency hum. We pepper every sentence with du coup and genre. They literally mean nothing. They are linguistic ghosts. We sprinkle bref around like we are seasoning a very disappointing soup. We can conduct an entire, deeply emotional 20-minute conversation consisting entirely of bah ouais, genre, and bref. It sounds less like the language of romance and more like an old diesel engine struggling to start on a cold November morning. So, what is the lesson? Should you stop learning? Of course not. Do learn it. But understand that the French you are studying is just the map. The actual territory is much weirder, much faster, and involves a lot more shrugging than the books suggest. Real French isn't about grammar, it's about a mood. It's about looking at a perfectly constructed sentence and deciding that you are too cool to finish it. So, if you want to sound like us, stop trying so hard. Imagine you've just been told your favorite bakery is closed and just sigh into the distance. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais, châtaigne? Tu te promènes? Et Jessie? Jessie? Ouh, c'est bon. C'est bon pour la santé. Hi.